love Frost Ellie. This is the best map ever. Alright, here we go. Finally picking it up. They want to play ladder, of course. Yes, Summer, this is the first game I'm tabbing into the match to watch. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wildcard. He has chosen Raiders, Kala, and Swarm. Looks like he ended up getting Kala. Alright, fantastic. Infested! Ah! Okay, well anyway. Looks like he chose both Zergs and a Nerazim and got his infested. Kyosuke getting a lot of infested is his main, as he said before, I believe. So, no excuses. He'll come up with one. He was playing badly. The sun was in his eye. The snow was in his toes. His pinky was cold. Something, right? So it looks like Wildcard going for the front pylon. I wonder if he's going to do that double gateway build we saw. Alright, here we go. What are we going to get, Wildcard? Let's see. Those minerals. Ooh, gateway? At least a gateway, right? Or is he forging? It's a gateway. The probe going back. I bet this probe is going to mine like one patch of minerals, and then he's going to go back and build something. Look at this. This guy is putting in overtime, man. Oh no, another probe is going out. Okay, I'll follow this guy instead. No, we don't want to follow the rocks. Thank you, StarCraft. So the double gateway build again. Alright. Here we go. Things getting serious. The probe there, this is nice. Blocking a scout. Any potential scout that comes in until Zealot's ready. That Zealot queued right away. Alright, so both players do know where the other player is due to, on account that, you know, the gas here, it's missing in the players that there's no basin. So you can always know where your opponent is. Hold on, my mouse is going crazy. Sorry about that. We're back. Now, Kyosuke has gas, and he can just make a infested commander when he gets the minerals here. He's definitely going to want one, right? Like, Kyosuke, you're definitely going to want one, man. Like, you're definitely going to want one, Kyosuke. Kyosuke, you're going to want one. Oh, you don't have enough supply now. Well, we're just going to have 2 gateways worth of zealots coming. Well, maybe not. Look at this camera just going all over the place. Okay, 3 zealots. That's what he did last time. Okay, 3 zealots. Kyosuke. Okay, he made 3. Oh, he made a changeling. You know what's stupid about this changeling? It's just going to be able to click the zealot and kill it. It just kills it. Nothing you can do. Just clicks it, dies. No way to dodge it, no anything. Instant kill. So, it's good. It's great. Balance. Fun. Thanks, Summer. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. So here come the zealots. And this infested commander's like, shit, dude. There's a fucking bunch of zealots here. Look, he can just kill them. Or not? Why doesn't he just shoot this at them? You could just kill a zealot right now. That's so stupid. But you could. You could do that. Or maybe he didn't notice the changeling. Whatever the case may be, this is a sad place for Mr. Kyosuke right now. Thankfully, Infested can just make a bunch of units if they so desire. He's going straight for the main, so he's going to get bombarded by spawn banelings, but they're spread out. Look, it happened again. The one red feederling. So 3 zealots right in the base. This does not look promising for Kyosuke. The income is, you know, going to be hurt already. 0. He has 0 income. Isn't that sad? But it's okay. Infested commanders can just do whatever they want to anyone, and no one can do anything about it. So the 2 gateway build did definitely disrupt things. Probably for enough time to make it worth it. There was 0 income there for a while. So they've kind of been handled. The infested commanders on creep, just so good. Nothing you can do to stop them. Infested get essentially a free expand, even with really aggressive 2-gate builds. But this did give Wildcard time to get his Nexus, so that's cool. These 3 gates going up with Cybercore. No real tech going up. If he goes Corsairs, that's like he did there's that red one. You see this? I know. Look, there's a green one! Like, tell me I am not... Why is there a red and a green fucking thing? I do not know why this happens, but it happens. And it mind fucks me when I play Infested now. So, that's pretty annoying. It only happens with Infested. So far, at least. Anyway, so the income, he's fucking behind, but it's fine. They both have 2 bases. Those things will kind of even out. But right now, he has a bit of an advantage. He's going with 4 gateways, but he has a Cybercore, and Cybercore is not doing any tech. You think he might get some Dragoons? Oh, repulsors. Oh, repulsors. Repulsors are like the meanest thing ever. Like, really mean. He's getting worms, though. He seems to be aware of shenanigans. And the repulsors, while they are mean, the guardian worms are like mean to repulsors, you know? So we'd want to see, I'd say in this case, it's really important to kind of get a detector out, because these little creep tumors are invisible, right? So you have to like kill them with a detector. So yeah, that's pretty annoying. So generally you want to get a detector out. Looks like we have some frontline shenanigans, right? Oh, just a muvluvislove infested commander poking at the front here. He walled himself off. Maybe he was expecting a really big counterattack, though none ever came pal, so a bit preemptive there. Especially against infested commanders that are ranged, wouldn't you want your zealots to be able to, like, get out? I don't know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but here he's scouting with his overpowered unit that lets him just target something and kill it instantly for some reason. A lot of infested commanders. 7? I think the repulsors can handle it. Well, probably not, because the infested commanders are ranged. Nothing beats infested commanders. And he killed his pylon. A bit odd, but hey. He walled himself in. It's just the price you have to pay. So, High Council and Robotics. Robotics probably for the Observer. High Council likely for the Storm. I don't know. Leg speed at the very least. Not too much going on otherwise. It doesn't seem like we have any big tying pushes or anything going on. People just kind of upgrading. Oh, he's an Evo Chamber, but he's not upgrading. Never mind. I was right. Look how right I am. He's getting a fucking upgrade now. That's great. What's his queen at? Where's his queen? Where's your queen? Can I click it? I don't see his queen. Is it making stuff? We want to see where his queen is. There it is. Okay, it's level 2 now. Maybe it was hatching. So he's making a lab. Kioski does seem to like using those labs against people and just building tons of shit, proxying people. But I don't think Wildcard's going to be having any of that. He has a pretty nice standing army compared to a lot of the situations. Kiosuke was given the luxury, yes, that's right, I said it, the luxury of being able to make a lab and go in. Oh, looks like he's being a real dickhead with this pylon. Sort of the thing you like to see, even though there's no queen attempting to build there yet. Arachnids, so I don't think he's going to die to this. He has quite a few arachnids, but arachnids do get pushed by repulsors. Repulsors are mean, and they push things around. They're pretty weak in and of themselves, but they're very fast and they push. Look at this. Boom! They also do a lot of damage to light. But they cause Terrazine and are like a cyber core thing. So for being a harass unit, they're not too harassy. They're more like bullies for light units, really, and support. It's kind of interesting. See, right here, you could really do a lot of damage by killing these creep tumors, right? But without an observer, you can't do that. Looks like he's going for a break. That seems like a little bit questionable considering this Guardian Worm. Okay, he's just going for the Worm Snipe. Kyosuke here spawned all of his, almost all of his Banelings and killed that. Only got a Zealot for his trouble. No Sentry or Repulsor, which is really what you want to get. And now the Observer, or he's killing this? He must have an Observer here. Or he was somehow targeting, oh yeah, he does, right there. Okay, so he kind of wants to keep these units here stuck, push them back, bully them. The Guardian Worm is here, so again, those repulsors are really great at pushing shit around while the Dragoons stay there. And sniping all this shit, that's great. Let's not forget, he's also getting his third base. Oh my gosh, Kyosuke, you sneaky little bitch. So he's probably going to kill the third base, potentially, with this setup here with the infested commanders. Wildcard is... He got these creep tumors. You might want to go up and get these too, because this really was what like stops the infested from being able to move quick and get around where they need to be. So here's as a forge. We're gonna get just one forge by the looks of it. Okay, it looks like there was some sort of harass in the base that I missed while all that was happening. But here we have a ton of shit that the infested get to do. It's pretty annoying. It's you know, it's fine, I guess. You're just gonna lose this. The Dragoons are very bad against these because they're light. The Dragoons do less to light. But a bunch of Dragoons and Repulsors behind them can be helpful. We do not want to see a single Repulsor lost. These things are too valuable to just lose. Okay, so his third is lost, but Kyosuke in his own base does not have a third. So this is pretty even. The income is going to be more even, I imagine. Kyosuke is a bit ahead. Seems like his workers are doing fine. Some workers here in the main were lost. A lot of them at the natural overflowing, but that's because there's micro fighting. So again, Dragoons are pretty strong. You just kind of send them in, and they poop out numbers and have lots of health. They just, in more complex fights, they need assistance to do what they want to do. So, oh, Muvlove could have done a little more in terms of the attacking, but it's not, that other one could have spawned basically, but it's not going to make a big difference. So they're just sitting there being annoying, and he's keeping up his main army, so he's kind of just using those infested thingies, command centers, and the infested commanders as kind of a annoyance, as a harass tool, which I think is good. I think it's a better place for them to be than they were previously. So the tech here is not too crazy on either part. Just +1 weapons here for Mr. Infested, and these guys here, no upgrades. He had that forge though. Oh, there we go. That's what we want to see. Double upgrades. Am I seeing double? No. Colossus, which is pretty sweet, and movement. I actually like the movement speed observers. I think they should be put into one, because there's a sight range for observers and there's a movement speed, and I think they should be put into one. But that's just me. It's like a lot of upgrades. Anyway, so the Colossus is pretty good. It just kind of like shits on an area and then a bunch of fire comes out, and it's really scary and lights up everything. So Aberrations here, pretty good frontline army. 2 upgrades here. Does he have a double evil chamber? Does he have a double evil chamber? No, just one by the looks of it. So no roach upgrades or anything yet. Or maybe he does. Where's the... Well, we're having a fight. We'll look at roach upgrades later. 55 life, so no upgrades, just the speed. So he's going to be holding up here and being annoying. And you really want to snipe these creep tumors. Oh no, repulsors, please. Those repulsors are so important. The thing about this is, while the repulsors are good at like supporting the dragoons for a lot of stuff, they do not push away aberrations or armored units. So that's like a real piss off. So he's going to want to move here, right? You don't want to fight this. Because the aberrations are going to be holding those dragoons in the front lines and not be getting pushed away by the repulsors. So he needs some form of damage here to really kind of add on top of this, right? Like some sort of storm, maybe some reavers. The Colossus, as we saw, I believe Summer use, was able to just light shit up, and you know, it's fine. It does do a lot of damage. And Kyosuke, again, he does like patrol or something, right? It's kind of interesting. He does a lot of this like patrol stuff, just to, I don't know, right? Like it covers a lot more sight, and you really see what's going on. I do like that aspect of it. What's he morphing here? More arachnids. It looks like we finally have a brood host coming in. That's great. Just great. Let's see, what's the income like? Ooh, Protoss ahead in income. That's not what you want to see as an infested player. You want to be able to use those minerals kind of... You want to out-expand them if possible, right? But dealing a blow to those creep tumors does kind of limit the mobility and the ability for like even just the brood mother to like get down here and like make a hatchery or something, right? I assume this will be the next base we take, or not we, but rather Kyosuke will take in here. And Mr. Protoss, man, is he still at 1 forge? Yeah, just 1 forge, so no double upgrades for either player. I love double upgrades personally. I'm just like, oh geez, 2 upgrades. Fuck, sometimes I get like 3 upgrades and I'm just like weapons, armor, and shields all at once, just crapping them out all over the place. I want those numbers. So I think it's good. But here we can see the army moving real slow. This is not a fast army, guys. Like, this is slow and lumbering. And unfortunately, Wildcard here does not seem to be aware of the movement, and he's just going to see it at his base. And you kind of want to like be able to light stuff up on fire and slow this around, just make things a little annoying and harder for the infested army to really get around. And now, you know, the thing is, he's sort of forced to engage, right? Like, he lit up all this stuff behind him, so now the infested have to like pretty much engage forward or not go back, right? And that's going to be a pretty big blow. Those Colossi did die, but they just basically lit up the ground and did a ton of damage. As long as he doesn't walk his own units through, okay, once you're gonna, that's fine. I was gonna say, if he like walked his army through there, he would kill himself. So that was good. That was a pretty good showing. Both players, low money, low income games. So with all money spent, which is important, right? We see the supply very ahead for the Protoss. It doesn't seem like he, I should say, the infested player here, Kyosuke, is going to be able to like handle an attack. Like this could easily be killed if Wildcard comes out here with like an observer, especially to keep those creep tumors. And again, killing those creep tumors is really the way you deal with infested. I think you just stop them from being able to like move those attacks where they want to be, right? You make everything just take a long time and potentially like pick off stuff or harass them while they're doing this, because all their units are slow. And Wildcard making a cheeky little wall in here with these probes. I love it. And his supply also going up. He's making those pylons, needs that supply. So this is going to be difficult for Kyosuke to handle, I think. It's possible. It's very possible. Egg's in the way of the one worm, but he's not responding to this. Okay, he's going in for a kind of back attack. So at the very least, despite the supply being different, he's attacking this portion of the army, and now the army is coming together, infested, dropping their fucking roaches from the sky. and we're going to see. He doesn't seem to have a very good anti-roach composition at the moment. Like, he's just sort of fighting them with numbers and lots of Dragoons, but it is very efficient what Kyosuke is doing. If he is going to hold this off, this is going to be how he does it. Is he going to spawn some... Oh, he already spawned the drop pods from his guys. Okay. So the Broodlords here are just going to keep shooting shit out, kind of like Guardians from Brood War is why I think of them as. And then shit spawns and they fight. So no Storm here to deal with this clusterfuck, right? Like, just like one Storm or Colossi burning up shit thing, this would have been an easy fight, I think, because that supply difference, it's still there. That's still a huge supply difference, and reinforcements are coming in. But I think the problem here is that he doesn't have a way to just kind of clear things out. Dragoons are not something that handle Roaches very well. Roaches are light, and they have 65 health now, and that 2 armor. These Phase Disruptors only doing 14 damage, so 12 damage. They're firing real slow. One attack every 1.3 seconds. Mathematics here, guys, that is not fucking working out for them. Okay, it's just not. So he's a lot of Dragoons, a lot of Zealots. Zealots handle the front lines a little better. 2 attacks here, but that going through all that armor is still kind of annoying. So, 2 armor here. Zealots, 2 attacks. So the armor kind of takes effect twice, reducing the damage. So these still are not ideal choices, right? They're just not good choices for fighting the composition. This is like a base army that you start with. You don't want to like going into late game fights against lots of Roaches and stuff with this. So again, lots of units, and here we finally see some Storm coming out. How many of these motherfuckers? 2 Storm. Might want to increase that a bit. How are the upgrades coming along? 2 on weapons. How's Kyosuke's upgrades? 2-1, so that's fine. Not so bad. 3 bases here, or 4 bases rather, against 4 bases. They're both just kind of mining. Everything's relatively equal. It looks like Kyosuke is a bit down. He hasn't quite replenished some of the workers here. He's patrolling again, doing what he does, making sure he covers up a lot of that ground. So that's good. I'd like to see something here for one of these players to kind of see where the other's army is, like a unit here or here, somewhere over these things. Because, again, another attack's just going to happen, and I don't think that Wildcard's away. Oh, now he is. He's taking some center position, so he's going to see this. That's a lot of Zealots. I wonder where he's going. Where is he going? Okay, it looks like he might just be going for an attack from behind. So, what I suspect will happen here is that Kyosuke is going to go in and attack, and these Zealots are all going to come back, right? And here a 5th base being taken, and a kind of a frontline engagement here. So I suspect these Zealots are either going to do a counterattack or just come in and backstab this army for a really good flank. So this 4th base looks like it might be lost. There's not. He turned those High Templar into Archons, so that's going to be good at just pooping out a lot of damage up close. It also kind of leaves them susceptible to damage. So his 4th base loss, and this is now being promoted to 4th base. Those Zealots also doing a counterattack here, although that base did not seem to be mining, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the Zealots being split, this is really good. Splitting Zealots kind of is like a raiding party to both bases and really screwing with everything. So the economy of 2 bases in shambles. So now Kyosuke effectively mining on, the 2nd base here, losing patches. Main base? Well, the patches are at different points, but basically the main base and natural base are losing their patches, right? I think Kyosuke might have to tap out here. Well, not necessarily. He could probably deal with this. It's just going to be real annoying. This is a really good attack. These, speed upgraded Zealots with their legs just coming in almost like cavalry, just going in and harassing the weak side of Kyosuke's base here, going through, this very unorthodox path to the side here. And he is going to clean this up, right? There's no doubt about it that his army here is just doing fine, but the income here difference, again, the income difference, especially with the Protoss being very efficient, if they get more AoE and stuff, things like that are going to be able to handle a lot of this army. Kyosuke is being efficient here, without doubt. I'm just concerned that he's only on 2 mining bases against. Oh look, already the 4th base is just starting to mine. You get those workers going right away, and the army's really dancing around each other. And Kyosuke does have, I didn't really realize this, but he has all these Broodlords and a Brood host. So if you just get something for these guys, they'll just shoot out numbers, and they can be really good if you don't have some sort of AoE or way to just cleave the front. Also, I love this cheeky little wand. It's good. Oh, it looks like Kyosuke is going to spot it, and he's going to be like, oh geez, a wall, I better not come in. Nah, he's just going to fucking break it, actually. That's a lot of Dragoons. Very Dragoon heavy. I think this might be one of the weaknesses as to why his 200 supply army may not be able to handle everything, is that, you know, these broodlords, they do spawn like a little fucking thing on the ground that like the dragoons have to kill, and dragoons are very slow, very clunky. They don't necessarily handle switching to lots of little targets over and over that well. And he's splitting, but there's no army up here, so effectively half his supply against Kyosuke's full supply here, and that's going to be it's just a very weak position for his army to be in. The armies being split up like this means that they're effectively not the big supply that it looks like it is. It's more like in pieces, right? And now he has to coordinate this army to go back here, or else these guys here now are just being picked off. So this is pretty annoying, and this is the little group of shit that's just going to be so annoying for the dragoons. They have to, you know, slowly target each and every single one of these things. So this is a very efficient army if you're dealing with what this very dragoon-heavy army. And I wonder what we're seeing in production here. More dragoons or zealots? Yeah, more zealots. Still weapons being upgraded. No double forge. It looks like Wildcard is holding the map, though. His positioning is just that, you know, he has more money, and he's just pooping it all out in dragoons, right? But, you know, the dragoon composition doesn't seem to be doing a lot for him. One Corsair in here, probably to try and get some of these brood hosts. So, or not brood hosts, but what are these things? The Guardian, brood lords, sorry, host lord, whatever. Army's sort of getting picked off here, and again, just having that army in different pieces like that is really working against him here. I think, Kyosuke, if he can just get some of these bases up again, looks like the Broodmother maybe was sent to do that. That would be really good if he could just get some of this money back here, because he has about 1,000 minerals in income behind, and you know, he did snipe these bases, so things are going okay. The main is getting out a little short. The main and natural are kind of just like one base, I'm going to refer to them as now, since they're both very mined out for both players. It's essentially one base, and Kyosuke going to a fresh base, which is where it really hurts. And I'm not sure if Kyosuke is going to be able to fight this in such an open ground. In this big open area, the dragoons are going to perform better. They have more of an area to get in, and these Corsairs are locking onto the air and beating them like that. So even though I think Wildcard had a bit of a misplay there with his armor being split, he just has so much economic power that it seems like it's going to be very difficult for him to lose. He's just going to be able to make more and more stuff, right? Although despite that, the tide is very even, right? But I think that the production here, you know, 8 zealots coming in, 5 aberrations actually, it is surprisingly holding out well. I just think it's that composition, right? The dragoons do perform better in the open ground than they would in a narrow corridor like that. So, and he also has a little cheeky observer here seeing what's going on. So if Kyosuke can maybe get one of these bases, I mean, oh geez, that's not a base you're probably going to get to. I wonder if he kind of forgot about some of these units, just didn't send them out. Has all of his gateways hotkeyed maybe? So, okay. Is Kyosuke getting... Oh, there we go. Ah, there's that fucking red feederling again. What is up with that? It upsets me. Okay. Anyway, so... another engagement, but I don't think that Kyosuke should take this. You know, those Archons, they're at 3 upgrades, and they do a lot of damage. 44. And they do it pretty quick, and as tough as aberrations are, Archons are kind of like the response to Ultralisks, a good response, where you just hit them. You just hit them with a lot of damage and a lot of shields, and the aberration isn't quite as strong as an Ultra, so it wouldn't be good to engage them in that regard. Kyosuke really is just starved for money right now. I think that's what he needs more than anything. He should just get this 3rd base up. Maybe, oh, he does have a 3rd base here. Well, this will be his 3rd base, because, you know, the main is kind of running out. Really, both the mains are kind of empty at this point, so the mains aren't... The only mining bases are this one here for Kyosuke, and he needs to protect this, or else he's just not going to have any money to spend anymore. Compared to Wildcard having this base here, and this base here, with, you know, 10 workers coming here soon, and then this 3rd base here, and then this 4th base. I don't think that there's really any way you could fight, you know, 4 bases with just one. Kyosuke is going to try. He might be able to do it. The longer this goes on, though, with Kyosuke not having a base, the worse it's going to get. So him taking that final base up there is really going to do a lot of good for him, I'd say. Is it done? Oh, it is done. So his income is going to start going up. He has lost this other base. So he's back down to 1 base. This has got to be pretty annoying. This is like, you know, he's cleaning up stuff, and he's hanging in there as best as he can, but... You know, again, this is like his sole income. If something happens here, and this observer sees it too, so that's potentially not good. I mean, you're just seeing the middle of the map, looking around. Oh, those things look creepy, don't they? Yeah. The income difference, I think, he's just gonna... Wildcard here is just gonna make a bunch of fucking stuff, and then go attack him again. And it's a bit of a shame, I think. If Kyosuke could get his hands on something here, you know, maybe he could get in with this. Looks like Kyosuke is somewhat aware of what's happening, and he's just going to go, like, beat up one of these bases and say, fuck you, stop your mining, you know. And that's good. I think that's what he needs to do to have a chance to try and get this, you know, his income a little different here. Ooh, okay, so he takes out the cannons, some roaches show up as well. Fucking stasis being annoying. And if nothing else, this is going to pull back all the army. But I don't think it's going to be enough, unless he can, like, snipe the Nexus here. But I think the army is going to just show up in time to kind of, you know, really lay the smackdown on these guys. Not be able to do too much. Sadly, this is quite a bit of... Or this really is the last of Kyosuke's army. I don't think he has much left. All he has is what he's getting off of that one base, right? So, not ideal, unfortunately. He did stop this base mining for a while, so that income is going to be a little closer now. But he's long distance mining. If he can make a hatchery there, that'd be fine. But he has so few units, you know, like, if we look at, like, the units, there's no way, right? Like, what is this? A creeper? Oh, those are for the brood hosts. He has, like, what, 3 roaches, a brood host, some infestors spawning. He has a lot of gas. So if he could, like, get some minerals, just to, like, make maggots or do something with those minerals or all that gas, right? He'd be okay. And infestors need some time to generate their energy. And they're not exactly good against Kala because they can do their regenerative ability, but if they do the regenerative ability, Kala can storm that kind of area. So, I don't know. And, you know, fungal growth does 30 damage, but, you know, Dragoons, that's like nothing, right? That's just like a little bit of shielding. So I think that at this point, it's going to be pretty difficult, even if you fungal growth like everything perfectly. Yeah, it was over, I think, a while ago whenever Wildcard wasn't able to get what he wanted. Or, I'm sorry, Kyosuke wasn't able to hold those bases, unfortunately. So,